Hello everyone and welcome to today's TV4Education teacher training. My name is Abby and I'll be walking you through the system today. So today we'll be going through the basics, just how to search through TV4Ed, what all the different categories are on TV4Ed, so this includes all the TV4Ed content and YouTube and lessons as well, how to search by subject, how to register your interest areas, how to access your My Items and your school collection, how to share this content with your students, as well as how to request both Freetoair and Foxtel content, as well as how to request topics with us. So this is the TV4Ed homepage. So the first thing I'll do is take you through all of the different video categories that we have. So up the very top we have recently added, which obviously is all the most recently added content to TV4Ed. This is all content that has been requested by teachers from all different schools all around the country. It's also content that our TV4Ed research team has added based on the Australian curriculum. So you can scroll across like that, or you can click view all, meaning you can scroll down as far as you like and see all the most recently added content that we have. If you see anything with this little CC here, it means that it has been recorded with closed captions. So if you click on this film here, it automatically plays for you. You can see that there is indeed captions. You can make it full screen down here. You can mute, unmute down here, or just change the volume. You can obviously skip through the film if you want to do that. So if you see this film and you think it is something that you want to show to your students or share to your students, you just go over here to the right and you click this little star button. It will do a little twirl and a pop-up will come up telling you that it has been added to your My Items, which I will show you how to access later. And if you click the little eye up here, it will show you all of the information, so when it was uploaded, or when it was broadcast, how long it is, and also it'll give you everything it's been tagged as well as the description. So as you can see here, it's been tagged as movie. So if you clicked on that, it would take you to all of the movies most recently added to TV4Ed. If you go to this one here, it will be the same. So if you clicked on comedy, it would take you to all of the comedy programs recently added to TV4Ed. And it does this for genre as well as subject. So if it has been tagged with history, like this video I think will be, so if you click history here, it will then take you to all of the history content that has been most recently uploaded to TV4Ed. So as I was saying before, everything with those little CCs are things that have been recorded with captions. If it doesn't have that, it means it just hasn't been recorded with captions. So moving down from recently added, you have Learning Tube. So Learning Tube is another category that is comprised of short educational videos based on the Australian curriculum that have been curated by our TV4Ed team. So everything in here is relatively short, it's curriculum based and educational, so you can have a scroll through there and see if there's anything relevant to you. And same as with recently added, you can scroll through like this, or you can click view all to see some more. You can click on the videos, they'll automatically play, and you can add them to your My Items. And with any of the videos on TV4Ed, you can just hover over them with your mouse and it will play an excerpt from the video. There will be sound as well, but I've got the sound muted on my laptop at the moment, so there's nothing playing through. But it will play you a short clip of the video, and you'll also be able to see some information like what channel it was broadcast on, the date, as well as the description as well. So moving down from Learning Tube, the next two categories we have are documentaries and movies. So these categories, because they're the most commonly requested kind of content for TV4Ed. So if you scroll through here, all of the content in this tab will be documentaries. And if you click view all, you'll be able to see all the most recently added documentaries to TV4Ed. And the same with movies. If the program has been tagged as a movie, it comes up here. So you'll be able to see all the most recently added movies to TV4Ed as well. So you can scroll through, you can click view all again with the movies. So there's a lot of SBS World movies that get added here. So these are quite a lot of our languages teachers request SBS World movies. So if you're a languages teacher, you can click on that and you can add it to your My Items just as you would any other resource. So that's the last of the TV for Ed categories. Our last two video categories are YouTube categories. So the difference between curated YouTube and just general YouTube is that general YouTube, you are able to search through any content that is currently available on YouTube through TV for Ed. Curated YouTube works the same, except all the content has been curated so that it is educational and that it's not inappropriate or irrelevant. So you can scroll across these as so, like we did before, or you can click view all, and it works the same as anything else. So if you see this mental health video, you click on it, it will automatically play for you. It will come up with the description, the broadcast date, and you can scroll through it down here. If the video is available on YouTube with captions, you can click this button down here and it will come up with the auto-generated captions for you. You can also click the settings button down here. You can turn the subtitles on and off. You can change the playback speed and the quality, and you can also make it full screen down here as well. And with these videos, they also have the buttons that are available on YouTube. So you see this button up here is a copy link. So if I click that, the YouTube link will copy to my clipboard. And you save these the exact same way you would any TV for Ed content. You just press the star and it saves it to your My Items. So going to a different video, so you can also see this video has these buttons up here. So it has a share button if you want to share it from YouTube and not TV for Ed. And it also has the watch later button. So I'm currently logged in as Abby Thorpe. So if I click that, it will save it to the watch later on my YouTube if you want to save it on YouTube as opposed to TV for Ed maybe. Something to note about all of the content that you search through, all of the YouTube content that you search through TV for Ed, is that it plays from a blank screen. So whether you play this in class or you share it through TV for Ed to your students, which I'll show you how to do later on, your students won't be able to see any comments on the video that might be inappropriate or distracting, and there'll be no full screen ads that come up for the video and during the video, which again might be distracting or inappropriate as well. So you can also access YouTube from up here. So you can click this tab up here and it will give you both YouTube and curated YouTube, and you can search from here. So just the same way you would search through TV for Ed, you can search for, that was a Crash Course Literature video that we were playing before. So if you want to see everything on Crash Course Literature, it will give you everything in curated YouTube and normal YouTube as well. And just like TV for Ed, you can go to title search, so that will only search for the videos that have Crash Course Literature in the title, which will narrow down the search a lot. So it won't search the description or the channel name or anything like that. You also have the subject search, author search, and series search, just the same as you would with TV4Education. So I don't believe we went through TV for Ed searching. So if you search from Smart Search, and I just search Jane Austen, let's say, that will give me all of the content that has either Jane Austen in the title, in the description, or if it's been tagged as Jane Austen with those tags I was showing you before. So this Emma, so obviously in the description you can see here, or you can see when I hovered over it, you can see here that it has Jane Austen's name in the description, hence why that came up. Or if I go to title search and search it, that video doesn't come up anymore because it's just searching through the title. So it's a way that you can make the search more accurate. So if you were just looking for this documentary per se, you'd see that that's come right up to the top. So you'll be able to find it easier like that. So obviously you can do any of the Smart Search, title search through any of these tabs through the lessons and the YouTube tabs as well. So the last kind of content, that's all the video content that we have, both TV for Education and YouTube. The last content that I have, which you can either scroll down to the bottom and find all of our lessons down the bottom here, and you can scroll across or click view all, or you can just go up here and click lessons. So we have 3 different kind of smart lessons. These blue ones are resource lists. So these are just lists of TV for Ed videos, maybe YouTube videos, links to articles, PDF files, etc., etc. So it's all just resources based around whatever the topic of the resource list is. So this one here, suffragettes, is just a resource list of videos, articles, etc., just on the suffragette movement. you add it to your library the same way you do any of the videos. You just click add to my library and it'll add it to your library later. And that's how you'll be able to access the resource list later, is when you go to your My Items and click on it, which I'll show you in a minute. So another kind of resource list we have are the study guides. So the ones with the purple covers are study guides. These are comprised of the video that the study guide is based around, whether that be a documentary, movie, TV series. As you can see here, it's a documentary, as well as the Atom study guide to go along with that you can pull up on your screen, you can download, you can print off however you want. So if you're a teacher that likes to teach through study guides, we also have those for you. We also have the ones with the green covers are our video lessons. So these are lessons that are comprised of about 5 videos, both TV4Ed and YouTube videos in some cases. And they also have about 5 to 10 questions that go along with the videos. So they are missing word questions, yes and no questions, and multiple choice questions that go along with the documentaries in the Smart Lesson. So if there was a question in this Gold Rush Smart Lesson about how much gold was mined in Ballarat in whatever year it was, if your students are listening to the documentary in class as they're supposed to be, they'll be able to go to that multiple choice question, see what the correct answer is, and click on the correct answer for you. So as I said before, you just click add to my library and you'll be able to see it, save it to your My Items later. So we have 2 more tabs that I want to go through with you. One is the interest areas and one is the how to do a subject search. So the subject search is much like what I was showing you before, when you click on a video and it's been tagged with the different audiences, the different subjects and the different genres of the video. So this the Great British Bake Off episode, if we click on it, we see it's been tagged with cooking. So if I click on that, it will come up with all the cooking videos. But if you're wanting to do a straight subject search and you're not already looking at a video, you go to subjects over here and you can search through all of these different subjects. So you can search through genres. So you'll be able to search just documentaries, just movies, just musicals, just comedies, just dramas, just TV series, just news programs, etc., etc., etc. Or you can search through the subjects. So if you click languages, it will come up. Let's say if you click Japanese, it will give you a list of all the Japanese content that we have available. So you can do the same thing with, let's say, HAS. You can click on HAS and then you can click geography and say you want content just based on normal geography, and it will come up with all of the geography content for you. So that's how you do a search through the subject list. You can also do an advanced search if you click up here just under the search bar. So you can put in the channel, the media type, etc., etc. And that's if you want to be very detailed about what it is that you want to search for. So the last tab we have to go through are interest areas. So when you first log into TV4Ed, you'll have this pop up on your screen, and it's basically just asking you to register your interest areas with us so that when you search through TV4Ed, it can tailor the content to you, so you won't have anything that's not relevant to you come up. So if you're a secondary teacher, you can just click on secondary and click off everything else, so it won't recommend you any primary content, any higher education content. So when you search through TV4Ed, it'll just show you secondary content. And if you are a languages teacher, let's say, if you just click on languages, it will show you all of the content that has been tagged as languages, and it won't show you anything that hasn't been. So you don't need to save this. It automatically saves for you as you click on and off them. And as I said, you can click on and off as many times as you want. Once you've done that, you click close, and then when you search through TV4Ed, it will tailor it to you. Once you have registered your interest areas, that screen doesn't pop up anymore when you log in. But if you want to change your interest areas at any point, there's no problems. You just go to the top right of your screen and click interests, and you can change it as many times as you want and as often as you want. And as I said, no need to save, it automatically saves for you. So those are all the different categories and tabs I have to go through. If at any point you have any questions for me about any of that, pop them in the chat to my right and I'll get to them as soon as I can. But that being said, I will go on to how to search through your My Items now. So as you can see, as we've been going along, I've been saving a lot of content to My Items. So now I'll show you how to actually access all of that content. So if you go up here to the top of your screen to My Items and click on it, it will show you all of the content that you've saved to TV4Ed. So you can scroll down and as far as you want and see all of the content that you've added. You can filter the content up here. So I can order it either by the date that I added it or the title. So that will do it in alphabetical order rather than by the date added. I can make it ascending or descending. So now it's showing me all of the oldest content I added first, rather than all of the content that I've just added. And you can also change the way the display type. So you can change it to a list view if you think it's easier to look through that way, or you can have the picture wall if you think that's easier for you as well. And you can also search through keywords. So if I look for science in here, it will come up with all of the science content that has been saved to My Items. And over here you've got these little tabs. So all of these are popped up at the moment. So it's showing me all of the content that I've saved to My Items. Whereas if I click off the lessons one, it gets rid of all of the lessons that I have saved, and it's just showing me YouTube and TV4Ed. And if I get rid of YouTube, now it's just showing me the TV4Ed content. If I get rid of that, obviously I've clicked all of them down, so you can't see anything I've saved. But if I just click lessons again, you can see all the lessons I've saved. If I click YouTube and click off lessons, I can just see all the YouTube content. So if you're just wanting to see all the YouTube content you've added or just the lessons you've added, you can have a look that way, and it will streamline it a bit, and it will make it easier to search through for you. So if we click on this lesson here, the Gold Rush era, it will open in a new tab, and I'll be able to see the lesson before that I saved. So as you can see all the videos here. You can play them from here. And you can also scroll down and see all the questions that are relevant to this lesson. And you can do the same for the resource list that we added before. And if there was a study guide lesson that we saved before, we could obviously do the same with that as well. You'll have to bear with me. I think my internet's being a little bit slow today. Yeah, so you can see all of these. These are all resources. There's no questions in this smart lesson because it's a resource list, not a video lesson. And if you click on one of the videos, so if we click on this SBS World movie we saved before, once again, just like if you were just playing it from the TV4Ed homepage, it automatically plays for you. The information comes up, it gives you everything that's been tagged as, the duration time, the broadcast date, etc. You can make it full screen down here. You can mute, unmute, change the volume. You can scroll through like we did before as well. So if you want to share this resource with your students, you've gone through it and you think it would be a good resource to share with your students, you go to the right of the video again, and just under the star button that we were using before to save the content, you go to this little button here. And once you click on it, this will automatically come up. So it asks for two things for you to fill in. One is the class grade. So let's say you're showing this to your Year 10 students. You would click Year 10 and it would automatically create the link so that Year 10s are able to view it, and any class grade under Year 10, so the Year 9s, Year 8s, Year 7s, won't be able to see this, click on this link and view this video. It does go by the lowest possible class rate. So if you click Year 10, that means the Year 11s and 12s will be able to see it as well. So let's say you do teach Year 11s and 12s as well, and this film isn't specifically a film that they're writing an assignment on per se, but you think it could be a good resource for them if you're encouraging them to bring in other resources as extra references for their assignments. They will be able to see it as well. So always make sure you click the lowest possible class grade that you want to show it to, because this will show it to Year 10s and above. If you click, say, Year 11, it wouldn't show it to the Year 10s. But if you click Year 10, it will show it to Year 10 and above if you want to share it with Year 10s and above. And then the link expiry, this is just the date you want the students to be able to view the film from. So let's say, or the film too, sorry. So if you want them to watch it over the weekend because they've got an assignment on it on the Monday, you can say, you can click Monday, and then it will expire on Monday, so they won't be able to see it after that. Or if it's a resource you want them to be available to see all throughout the year until their exams, you can go to say November and say you want them to see it up until the day before their exam, let's say. So once you've clicked on those two categories, it will automatically create your share link for you here that you can send to your students. It also gives you an embed code that you can put into your school's learning management system if you want to do that. And it also gives you a QR code if you would like to share it that way as well. So at any point, if you want to delete any of the things from your My Items, you can just click this little rubbish bin up here, and it will get rid of the content, and you can add it back at any point that you want, but you can just click off that, and then there's no worries. If you want to add it back, you just go back to the Add to My Items button I showed you before, and you can add it back to your My Items. So I'll also show you how to access your school collection. The difference between the school collection and the My Items is that your school collection is all of the content that all the staff and teachers at your school have saved to TV4Ed, whereas the My Items is just the things that you've personally saved. So if you click on your school collection, it will take you to all of the content that all of the staff at your school have saved, and you can search through it with Smart Search here as well. You can also change the view here if you want to be something that you find easier to look at. So here's this movie again that we saved that's automatically gone to the school collection, and then you can see all of the content that everyone has saved. So if you want to see what your what your colleagues are teaching, you can go through here. So if we click on this film, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, just like everything else, it automatically plays for you. You can share it from here as well. You can also add it to your My Items here from here if it's not a program that you've already added to your My Items. You can make it full screen, etc. All the same as everywhere else you can play it from. And you can also do an advanced search through here and a title, subject search, etc. just like you would through TV4Ed or your My Items. So that is how to save your My Items and access your My Items and your school collection, and how to share that with your students. So now that we've gone through all of that and there doesn't appear to be any questions, I'll go on to how to request with us. So make sure before you request anything to have a search through TV4Ed first to see if we have the content you're looking for. Even if it's something you don't think we'll have, that you think might not be seen as educational, so we won't have it, always make sure you have a look, because there are teachers all around the country teaching the same content as you, and it's quite likely that someone has already requested it and that we already have it. So if you wanted a specific episode of, let's say, the Brady Bunch for your Year 10 media students, when they're studying how sitcoms reflect the era that they were made in, you can do that, and then you can see, oh, this is the episode that I wanted. You can immediately add it to your My Items and immediately share it with your students, or immediately play it to your class from there. Whereas if you request it with us, you'll have to wait the 48 hours for us to get the request to you, or to just let you know that it's something that we already have on the system. So always make sure you have a look first. It's always worth it, even if it's something you don't think we'll have. But if you have had a search through and it's not something you can find, you can make a request with us. So if you go to this button in the top left of your screen on the home page, this will come up, and then you go down to your mailbox. And you'll have to bear with me, my internet is being a little bit slow. So make sure you go to TV4Ed Requests from here. Don't submit a support ticket, because that will take you to our IT support team and not our TV4Ed team. So click TV4Ed Requests, and you can see all the different requests that you've made in the past here and what status they're in. So you can say this one is completed. If they say assigned, it means it's been assigned to one of our team, and we'll get it to you within 48 hours. If it's named, it means it's edited and it's currently uploading, like this one here. If it's scheduled, it means we've scheduled the program and it's ready to record once it does air. And then once it has been completed, you'll get this message where you're able to play the program straight from here, or add it to your My Items as well. You've also got a little chat box here if there's anything you want to let us know after you've submitted the request, and you just click this little paper plane icon here, and that will send us a message, and we'll be able to have a chat with you through this request as well. You can also filter your requests. So if you just want to see all the new requests, so this is requests that we haven't got to yet. If you just want to see all the requests that are completed, you can do that. And you can also mark them all as read, mark them as unread, etc. So if you want to make a new request, you just click this button up here that says make a request, and it will give you the 3 different options that you have for requests. So Freetoair Requests is anything that is currently airing on free to air, and also anything that has aired within the last 90 days. We keep all of our free-to-air files for the last 90 days. So if it is something that is aired last week, go ahead and request with us. We'll still have that file on hand to be able to give to you. If it is before the last 90 days, don't stress. You can still request with us, and we'll still do our best to get the program to you. But just know, to be guaranteed the program, it has to be within the last 90 days. And then obviously you can request anything that's going to air on free-to-air in the future. The premium channels is just any channel that is currently on Foxtel. With the Foxtel channels, we do require 48 hours notice. So let's say the program is airing at 1 p.m. on Wednesday. That means you will need to submit the request by 1 p.m. Monday, so 2 days before. If you aren't within that time frame, don't stress. We'll just send you an automatic message letting you know, just like we do with the 90-day cutoff for the free-to-air content. But we still will do our best to get it to you. It's just to be guaranteed the program, it needs to be within 48 hours. And if you do see that there's an airing of it later in the week, don't bother submitting another request. We will see that on the TV guide, and we'll automatically shift your current request to that recording time. And if you do want to just let us know that there is a time later in the week, just send us a little message in that chat box I was showing you before, rather than creating a whole new request. And then with the topic requests, this is for if you're not after a specific program. Let's say you want us to make you a smart lesson, whether you want us to upload some kind of study guide or make you a resource list or make you a video lesson based on whatever it is you're teaching your students at the moment. Or maybe you just don't want a smart lesson, but you just want us to send you some of the content that's available on TV4Ed, based around whatever it is you're teaching. So if you're teaching your students about the Cold War currently, you can put a request in asking for content just related to the Cold War if you want, and we'll send you that. The other way you can use a topic request, you can use it for specific programs, but this is only if you can't request it any other way. So if it's not airing on Freetoair or Foxtel anytime soon, it hasn't aired recently, and you can't see anywhere that it's going to air or has aired recently, you can submit that as a topic request if you still want to just check if we're able to get it for you, but make sure to only do it in that scenario. If it's anything that's currently airing on Freetoair or Foxtel or has very recently, please submit it that way. It's only for programs that you have no idea where it's aired or when it's aired, or if it's aired anytime recently, that you can do that as a topic request. It just makes it easier for us, makes it easier for our system, and it means that we get you the content as quickly as you possibly can. If you submit a free-to-air request as a topic request, we won't be able to get you that content as quickly as we would as if you submitted it in the correct category. So let's say you want to make a free-to-air request, you just click free-to-air, and it gives you the list of channels that you can request from. If you see a channel that's not here that you want to request from, don't stress, just pick another channel. We always double check everything. We double check the times, the names, the channels, etc. So just click another channel, and if you do just want to let us know, you can in that chat box I was showing you before. So let's say you want to request from ABC News, you just click that little bubble there, and it gives you all the things you need to fill out. Everything with the red star is things that are required, everything without you don't need to fill out. So the series and episode numbers, obviously, if you're requesting a film, doesn't have a series and episode number, so you don't need to worry about that. So let's say you want to request The Business, which airs every day or every weekday on ABC News. If you have the TV guide in front of you, you'll be able to see that they're up to episode 19 at the moment of 2021. And then you can say it's airing tonight, so you click today's date, and then usually that series airs at, I believe it's 8:15, it typically airs. This is in 24-hour time, so make sure you don't just click 8 if you're requesting something for 8 p.m, because that will schedule it on our end for 8 a.m. So make sure you scroll down and click the 20. If you do schedule it at the wrong time, as I said, don't stress. We always double check. We'll get it to you, and you can always let us know how I was showing you before. And then the duration, you just put the number of minutes it is. So in this case, that series only goes for 15 minutes a day. And then the last thing to do before your request is to tick this box here if you want it recorded with closed captions. So this is good if you have hard of hearing students, if you have students that English is their second language, or if you just think it will improve literacy. You can check that box, and if it's airing with captions on Freetoair or Foxtel, wherever it's airing, we'll get it to you with captions. Not everything on Freetoair and Foxtel airs with captions, and in those cases, we won't be able to get it to you with captions. In those cases, we always let you know. We give you the program without captions, and then we add it to our recording list, which we check every day, and we'll be able to see that maybe in a week's time it's available with captions, and we'll be able to get it to you with captions at that point. But don't stress about that. As I said, the vast majority of things on Freetoair and Foxtel air with closed captions. Just in the rare instances that they don't, that's just what we have to do for you. So once you've done all that, you click submit. It will automatically come up with all of the information that you've submitted, so you can go through and see all that's correct. If you see you've done something wrong, as I said, don't stress. You can always let us know down here. And if it is something that has aired before the 90-day cutoff, it will also come up with an automated message just letting you know that, but we'll still do our very best to get it to you. Don't stress if you get that message. We'll still do our best to get it to you. It's just to know that you're not guaranteed the program because it's outside of the 90-day cutoff. So submitting a Foxtel request is much the same. It just comes up with all of the different Foxtel channels. As I said, if there's a channel here that you can't see, click another channel and we'll make sure we get the correct channel to you. There's no stress. So let's say you want to request something from the history channel. You go to the history channel up here. And then once again, it will come up with all the same information for you to submit. So let's say you want to submit a request. You've got the TV guide in front of you. So you've got all the correct information that you need to enter in. So you want to, let's say, request catching histories criminals. And then you can put, because this is a series, you can put the episode and the series the episode number and the series number. Always make sure to request episodes separately. This makes it easier for us on our system, and it means that you will get the content quicker. If you just submit one request for the entire series, that constitute we'll have to put everything in manually, which means you won't get the content as quickly. Whereas if you put them in individually, you'll be able to get each episode as quickly as we can get it to you after it airs. So let's say it's airing tomorrow. So you click the 16th. It's airing at 11:30 a.m. let's say. So you click that and it goes for 60 minutes, let's say. And you don't want this one with captions, so you don't click this box here. And you just click submit. And like before, it comes up with all the information. Now, it has given me a little message just letting me know it's not in the 48-hour notice time. If you do get this, don't stress. We'll still do our best to get it to you, but it's just notifying you of that. And if you get this, don't create another request for a later time. We will happily do that for you. We'll move your request over in our system, but you can always let us know, oh, can you change it to this time instead, if you want to. So if you go to a topic request, this looks a bit different. So the only thing here that's necessary is subject. So let's say it's for English. You type that in, but you can be as detailed as you want, and the more detailed you are, the better we are able to tailor the content that we're going to send you to you. So let's say it is for your year 12 English students. In this box here, you can either put their the year they are in at school or their actual age. In this case, I'll just put year 12. You can put, say, 17 to 18 as well, if you want to. The curriculum code, this is if you've got the curriculum open on your computer, maybe in another tab, you can copy and paste the curriculum code into this box. This isn't necessary. It's just if you want us to have a look at the curriculum and have a read to specifically know what you're after. And then in the lesson aims, you can say essay structure, and then you can put in here, say, persuasive, essay structure and techniques. And then you can say that you want a resource list on this, and you want it comprised of just TV4Ed and YouTube videos. So you can be as detailed as you want in these boxes. You can write in there, say that you want a video lesson and you want, specifically you want 8 questions and you want them to be multiple choice questions, or you can just say you just want TV4Ed videos, you don't want a resource list or anything. You can say, oh, I just want YouTube videos, or whatever it is. So you can be as specific as you want in here, and the more specific you are, the better we'll be able to tailor the content we send you to you. As I said before, you can use this for specific programs, but that's only if you can't request it as a Freetoair or a Foxtel request. If you can, please put it in the correct category so that we can get it to you as quickly as possible. But in those cases, you would just put the title of the film in here, in the subject line, and then in the additional information, you might just say when it aired, what channel it did air on, maybe it aired 10 years ago, what year it was made. Okay, I believe my streaming software disconnected, but I believe we're back up now. Yes, we are. Okay, we're back up now. I'm not sure where I cut out, but I was just saying. Okay, so it looks like we're back up now. I'm not sure if I was cutting out, but I was just going through submitting individual programs as topic requests. Only do it in the specific circumstances where you can't submit it anywhere else. And you're not guaranteed the program, but we'll add it to our recording list. We'll let you know that. And if maybe 6 months down the line it does air, that means we'll be able to get the program to you. Okay, so I'll quickly finish up before I disconnect again. Luckily, that was the last thing I had to show you. The topic request was the last thing I had to go through for this session. So I'll quickly end before we disconnect again. So I'll see you for the next TV4Ed teacher training. Looks like there's no questions for me. If you do, just quickly pop them in before I hop off and I'll get to them for you. If you go to our YouTube channel, if you've missed this live, don't stress, all our lives get uploaded to our YouTube channel afterwards, so you can go through and watch them later, and you can see all the previous ones that we've uploaded, as well as our Smart Suite ones, if you're a Smart Suite user as well as just some different shorter videos that we've uploaded that aren't YouTube lives. And if you subscribe and you click the bell, then you'll be able to know when we're going live, so you can join right at the start of the stream, rather maybe halfway or at the end, and you'll also be able to see whenever we upload any other kind of new content or any announcements about TV4Ed. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook for any updates to TV4Ed, as well as some recommended programs, and we also let you know when we're going live on there as well, particularly on Twitter. So if that's something you would be interested in, make sure to follow us over there, and I hope everyone has a great day, and I will see you in the next teacher training. Bye everyone.